So away they go now for the section 2 of the boys class 1 200 meters. Aldine Angus of Calabar surging off the corner, but on the inside York Castle Jelani Brown. So Jelani Brown of York Castle the winner, 23.71 Roger, and Calabar having to now to settle for second place after showing so much promise at the start of the event. 23.73 the time. A perfect time also to Roger to give kudos to our sponsors. YB Foundation,
Grace Food,
Western Union,
Wisynco,
along with World Class Athletics,
PA Benjamin,
Somo Limited,
StrideVisionTV,
KFC,
Burger King,
the J3As,
On the Run Events,
and Jamaica Sports. Of course, without sponsors, these sports events, Roger, would not have been possible. And of course, what we do on StrideVisionTV certainly would not be possible as well. And we're grateful for our respective sponsors too, Roger.
Yes, that is so, as we are here deep into the afternoon session
Roger.
on the 20th staging of the Grace Jackson Queens Development Meet here at Stadium East.
We remember back in 2020, Roger, when the pandemic was just taking toll and ravishing many countries and individual lives across the world, and we wondered if this is our life would be, and that we were told to stay home and social distance, and many people couldn't work, Roger, and only essential workers, and there was no sports.
No sports.
To
that
report
was a
on.
horrible time in Jamaica because a lot of our sportsmen.
All right, we'll get back to that discussion. Away they go. This is E3, Class 1 Boys 200 meters. Immediately we take a look at the athlete of Glengoff, Tevon James, and also through the athlete of Calabar. And so, or that is Orion Forest, and into the straightaway. But on the inside, Kingston College, Siobhan Charles. He sneaked away from them while we describe what was happening in mid-pack. Charles, run away with it. 22.06. And the athlete of Steertown, Jaquan Wedderburn, holding on for second place, Raj.
Yes, so running there in lane 1, give him Charles from KC, having the advantage to seeing everyone where they are. And bided his time well, and coming off the curve, he snatched the lead away from the pack and kept his form right through, pulling away most of the time and winning for Kingston College.
The athlete of Calabar finished third, 24.09. So the final times again, Roger, 22.11 seconds. So we stand by now and we go into section 4 of 13 in the boys class 1 200 meters event. In lane 1, Tyreek Edwards, Mona. Lane 2, Elardo Coltas, Mannings. That is Shamnai White, competitor 575 Roads all in lane 3. Dominic Akinstal, Wilmers, lane 4. Saw J. Mason, unattached, runs in lane 5. Rossi's Rayon Martin in 6. In lane 7 from Jamaica College, Asani Holmes. And Calabar's Mark Manley runs out of lane 8.
The only size we have left.
Okay,
Thank you. But you're not a large one.
so we thank Olive McNaughton so much to ensure the staff at StrideVisionTV is taken care of.
It's courtesy, the shirts are courtesy of Grace Kennedy. So we'd like to thank Grace Kennedy Western Union for their support, PA Benjamin for the sanitization, water with Powerade, Wisynco with water and Powerade,
Leave out Somo.
Soma, World Athletics, Burger King, Jamaica Sports, and On the Run, and J3S for their support. We just want to thank all the sponsors, and I hope I don't leave out anybody.
Anybody you leave out? Anybody you leave out, we will call them.
One of the most important, I really have to call this out and big it up, is Johan Blake Foundation was the first one that came on board, the manager, to support this group. And it is just a great thing to see our athletes foundation giving back to the sport. So I want to thank all the sponsors, Johan Blake Foundation, Grace Kennedy, Wissinco, P.A. Benjamin, On the Run, World Class Athletics, Burger King. We just want to thank all the sponsors. And so the officials want to thank them, and the teams, of course, that supported us. Unfortunate that MVP didn't turn out, but the meet went on, you know, because they were one of the originals when we started 20 years ago.
Myself and Roger spoke about it earlier.
Yes, you know, so I just want to thank our sponsors for making this happen today, the 20th staging.
Thanks so much. The voice of Olive McNaughton, Roger.
Yeah.
And expressing extreme thanks to the sponsors, Roger.
Wow. Mark Manley a short while ago.
Yes.
Winning that section.
Yes.
Calabar.
Of Calabar.
Yes, saw him earlier in the 400 meters.
Right. Didn't get the flash time though, while that interview was going on with Roger. Saying good afternoon to our good friend as well, from Mona Prep. Saw him earlier on, Mr. Anderson. And Mona's motto, just like Cornwall, is pretty simple. Cornwall College's motto is learn or leave.
Learn or leave.
And Mona's prep motto is I serve. So away they go. This is the first time of asking now section 4 of 13 in the boys class 1 200 meters into the straightaway they go. The athlete of Rossi's, Ryan Martin, looking good, and Jamaica College's Asani Holness stepping on the gas and really looking smooth that time and looking back 22-24. The flash time, it seemed to be, well, unattached Shamar Horatio running unattached. Andre Harris of St. Jago was in there as well. But Horatio, Shamar Horatio, Roger, 22-21.
Okay, so race is coming thick and fast. The class 1 boys 200 meters, of course. We have been informed that the sprint double Olympic champion Elaine Thompson-Hira will make her outdoor debut today in the 60-meter sprint a little later on. So we look forward to that. As this is an event she says she's going to take seriously as well. You know, you have a World Indoor Championships, you have a World Indoor Record, in which these are quite prestigious in their own right.
And so, Roger, many sections to come. We move now into section 6
of the boys 200 meters. We have the likes of Javel Fullerton from Calabar, Tayshawn Berry of Dintil, John T. Grant, he's running unattached, Emil Gordon of Bustamante, Matthew Sutherland of Vere, Dwight Downer of Jamaica College, Seth Hudson of Mavis Bank, and Jalen Oliphant of Wolmer's Boys. These are the competitors for section 6 of 13, the boys class 1 200 meters, here at the Grace Jackson Queens shot meet 20th staging of the event. And of course it's all part of the Stride Vision Athletics series.
And an athlete has been down, Roger, for almost a minute now, and they've called for the medical team to respond, and they're running over there immediately. Because many athletes are also, to Roger, suffer season-ending injuries at these development meets.
True.
Quite unfortunate. Huh?
A lot of athletes don't get to start a season because of an early injury, which that's it for the rest of the season. It's all about background work for next season.
Yes.
From here on in.
So the medic team, Medic 1, they're here and they're responding immediately. Although the coaches have always warned Roger that the athletes should stay warm before their event to stretch, ensure that they are hydrated, and also to not to be doing too much walking or running unnecessarily before their event. But you know, one of the things that always happens, Roger, in track and field is that when you call on any group of muscles in the legs, especially, to work harder than you have been working in training, then you expose yourself now to things like grade 1 tear or a strain, a hamstring. The hamstring, for example, Roger, the quadriceps are the 4 muscles that we always use at the front of the leg, Roger, to run up the steps. But how many of us, or how many of the athletes lie on their stomach and then do the reverse as to work the hamstring muscle? And so that's part of the issue as well.
All right, so there you heard it from the man himself, Mr. Dwight Fraser. As we see a hive of activities taking place over there at the 200 meters mark. A lot of athletes over there, a lot of races to come.
Staying warm.
All right, so at the end of the 200 meters, the Class 1 boys, then we'll be heading over to the men's section, and that will be followed by the relay open, 4x400 meters.
Olive McNaught is with us shortly again.
You know, Roger and Dwight, I forgot to mention Dr. Sherian Slater is a past student of the Queen's School, and when we're having challenges to have the meet, she came on board to pay for the venue. So I really want to thank Sherian for coming on board, and I don't know how I could have forgotten that. But she don't normally like too much publicity. But she doesn't live in Jamaica, but she has been supporting the track team, and I'd like to thank Dr. Sherian Slater, Johan Blake Foundation, and Grace, and all the sponsors.
Thanks again. So Roger, many are past students of Queen's supporting. As you have this,
Queen's School.
Yeah, as you have the situation.
Did you know that's the name of the school?
Yeah, the Queen's School.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 daughters who attended
You don't
the
just
Queen's
say
School.
Queen's,
No, he said
people say Queen.
the Queen's School.
What is the Queen's School?
Yeah. One of the crucial issues to Roger is that the All Boys Foundation, for example, of a Kingston College and Jamaica College, have always kept those schools afloat. A Calabar, for example, and so too we see on the girls' side. The Queen's School, for example, we see Woolmer's, and I had a discussion recently with Michael Carr, who said that many of past students who recognize the platform the track and field gave them still come back to support.
Very important.
So we wait, Roger, for another event on the track. Which section are you going now?
They go now to their marks. Section 6 of the boys, Class 1, 200 meters. We have Javel Fullerton of Calabar. We have Tation Berry of Dintil, Grant unattached. Off they go, and getting up very well is the man from Jamaica College, Dwight Donner. So he goes to work early, and he is being tracked on the outside by Woolmer's Oliphant. So coming into the straightaway now, the man from Jamaica College, Dwight Donner, closing in on the inside now, the others, including that from Bustamante. But it is Donner of Jamaica College all alone by 2 meters, 22.46, the flash time for the man from JC. Donner got by his opponents on his outside quite early in the race. Gordon second, 22.65. And here we go again into the straight this time. It's all about Donner slowing down and using just pure form to carry himself over the line. And 22.460 the official time for Donner. 22.65 the second place. And that was that, section 6. Emil Gordon of Bustamante. Looks as if he had a little promise. He was closing all the time.
Yes. And he was closing fast to Roger.
It's 22.46 for Donner of Jamaica College. So
Roger, we don't have on our sheet, Roger, what's happening in the javelin event. This would be interesting to find out.
all right, so we are now on to section 7 of 13, the boys class 1, 200 meters. Daniel Williams of the Woolmer's boys in 1, Kareem Riley of Vere in 2, Jaden Reed of Jamaica College in 3. Rushing. We have Rushing McLeod of Mannings in 4. Off they go, and the man from Calabar getting up well, Craig Prendergast. And we also have the man there from Lacovia, Morgan. So here they come into the picture now. The man in lane 4, McLeod of Mannings. He has the lead. Jamaica College's Jane Reed tries to close on the outside as well. Jordan Morgan of Lacovia as well. But the man from Mannings is coming through to win, Rushane McLeod. 22.33 the flash time. And that was that for section 7 of the boys class. 22.33 class 1 boys, section 7, 200 meters. Second Morgan, 22.38 from Lacovia. And third we have the man from Jamaica College, Jaden Reed. Right, so Mannings, Rushing McLeod winning that section. So we're on to section 8. Matthew Marston of Unattached in 1. Demaro Crooks of St. Jago in 2. Levon Douglas of Calabar in 3. Giovanni Davis of Mona in 5. 4. Keyshawn Stevens of Dintle in 6. Christopher Scott making a comeback in his, first year class 1 for Jamaica College. All eyes will no doubt be on this runner. Tayshawn Barnes, Teartown in 7. Brian Roach of Lacovia in lane number 8. Christopher Scott, a man who would have starred in class 3. Wasn't that successful in class 2. Here he is in class 1, his first year. Let's see what life holds for him in class 1. But he was a star in class 3. All right, so they're on their marks for this event. In the set position, and Scott steps out of the block quite early. And I'm not certain what will happen. But Christopher Scott looks as if he jumped the gun a bit early, hoping that maybe there'll be some discretion used in this event. What's he doing? Walking away? Is he? He's walking away, unfortunately. So Christopher Scott just picked and walked away. Disappointment there for the Jamaica College camp. One would have loved to see what sort of form he is in. But the race is over again. And Mona High's Giovanni Davis, he's alone for now. Only 3 athletes in this race. On the inside, it's Matthew Unattached in lane 1. But it's all about Giovanni Davis of Mona. He is away from the others. And he crosses the line, 22.69. Keyshawn Stevens of Dintley was second. And third was Matthew Marston. He's running unattached, 22.71 for Davis of Mona. Second, Stevens, 24.86. And Marston, 25.10. But Giovanni Davis of Mona, comfortable winner there. But disappointment for Christopher Scott. He picked up the start and just walked away. Not certain if he would have gotten any discretionary call there, but he just didn't bother to decide to stick around. He just walked away. A disappointment there for all those who would have wanted to see what Christopher Scott in his first year class 1 would have to offer here today. But it is Giovanni Davis of Mona who takes the win.
You know, these things happen, Roger. I mean, no matter how prepared you think you are, and when you come to the big event, and this is this case, a development meet, and you come to the event and, you know, there are some mishaps that you never planned for. But nonetheless, I mean, the show must go on. And the athletes themselves must also prepare, Roger, for the respective disappointments that will come.
Right. So, on to section 9 now. Class 1 boys 200 meters. Yours truly, Roger Hassel, alongside Dwight Fraser. We're here with you on StrideVisionTV, and we are here coming as part of this overall StrideVision Athletics Series. And our stop here today at the Queen's Grace Jackson Track and Field Meet at Stadium East. And we are on to section 9 of the boys 200 meters class 1. It's Gordon Woolmers, Gordon Rhodes Hall, Crooks and Jago in the set position, and off they go. And Calabar's Alex Brown gets up well. He goes to work, but on his inside it's White of St. George's as well as Mona's Dunkley. So Dunkley holds a slight lead for Mona. He and Calabar's Alex Brown, they are going stride for stride. But Brown from Calabar now steps forward and wins by 2 steps. Dunkley of Mona comes second. And the St. George's Nicoy White up there in the thick of things as well. But Alex Brown, after a keen battle between himself and Leroy Dunkley of Mona, emerges the winner. And here we are again. St. George's Nicoy White was there for a while as well. But both athletes separated themselves on the pack. And Calabar's Alex Brown now finding much more in the end and winning. Flash time there, 23.39. And the winner there for the man from Red Hills Road, Alex Brown, 23.37, the official time. So section 10 of 13 coming up next. We have Giovanni Monroe of Mannings in 1. Millie Graham of Woolmer's Boys in 2. Keneal Campbell of Ferncourt in 3. Adrian Carr, Kingston College in 4. Nicholas Newby, Calabar in 5. Sakura Adams of Dintle in 6. Neil Brand, Titchfield in 7. And Adante Morgan of Lacovia in 8. As the athletes prepare to go to their mark, 10 of 13. Class 1 boys, 200 meters. Me is certainly missing its usual spectators, which creates a overall different atmosphere. And off they go. Only 3 competitors in this race. So Adrian of KC is no doubt there. Adrian Carr. Also there is Nicholas Newby of Calabar. So it's the tussle now between the Calabar man and the Kingston College man. The man from Kingston College steps away. Adrian Carr. Nicholas Newby tries to close the gap, but not being successful at all, as the man from Kingston College, Adrian Carr, pulling away to win by 4 meters. 22.28. The flash time there for Carr from Kingston College, 22.33. The time, Newby second, 22.80. And third, Melly Graham of Woolmer's Boys, 23.91.
The Kingston College athlete Carr, Roger, 22.33, really shut it down quite early, because he recognized even though the Calabar athlete was closing, he would have not been caught, at least not today. And just to add to our results we were giving out earlier, Roger, on, just found out too that the Javelin Men's Open Clubs and Institution event is now out of the way. It was won by Orlando Thomas unattached with a throw of 73.69. Elvis Graham of GC Foster College, he hurled the implement some 70.79 meters to finish in second place, and third went to Zayvan Richards unattached, 65.35 meters.
11 of 13, Class 1 boys, 200 meters. Remember, you can download the StrideVisionTV app in your Google Play Store and your App Store, and you're good to go, catching live track and field action here today and beyond. All right, section 11 of 13, we have David Lynch of Calabar, Justin Finnekin of Mannings, Michael Sulf of Woolmer's Boys, Radin Dukan of Bustamante, Daniel Small, Mavis Bank, DeAndre Watkin of Jamaica College, Roshan Clark, Camperdown, and Damon Darlington, Excelsior. Those are the names, but we are certain and quite a few of the athletes are missing as they go to their marks.
Haven't gotten any results, Roger, from the meet in central Jamaica.
Off they go. So Roshan Clark of Camperdown gets up well and he sprints away from the pack for now. Known for his 400-meter hurdling running. And in the middle of the pack as well as Woolmer's boys Michael Sulf, Michael Sulf and Roshan Clark going at it. But Roshan Clark stepping away. He steps away to win. 21.96.
The fastest time of the afternoon, Roger.
Ahead of Woolmer's Michael Sulf and the others. But
21.96, Rog.
saw him earlier in the 400 meters and now seeing him in the 200 meters. Roshan Clark of Camperdown, among one of the favorites for the 400-meter hurdles this year. All
Round
right.
it down now to 21.93, Roger.
Solve 22.57 and Darlington third. So nice afternoon work there for Roshan Clark of Camperdown. Not certain if he will be running again this afternoon.
But he's certainly one to watch, Raj.
No doubt using these events to prepare for his much preferred 400-meter hurdles. Unless he has changed, but I don't think he would change. So 12 of 13 coming up. Gregory Prince of St. Jago in 1. 2, it's Kevon Ricketts of Calabar. In 3, Omar Palmer, Rose Hall. Lavar Berrick of Excelsior. Ainsley Lamy, Veer Technical. Omario Wright, Deertown. Andre Grant, Jamaica College. And Rimando Thomas of Camperdown. Those are the athletes listed for this race. Maybe there's a couple of athletes as well. Okay, it looks as if the man from St. Jago got a pick on the field from our vantage point. And let's wait and see, but it was a clear pick start from the man from lane 2, Gregory Prince. As let us see now what will be happening here. The officials, no doubt, having a word or two with the athletes as the official asks the athletes to go to their marks again. Is the man from St. Jago there? Not certain, but they're on their marks for this section 12. And off they go. The man from St. Jago walks away. So it's Berrick of Excelsior. He's looking good on the outside. There is Camperdown's Rimaldo Thomas. Into the picture they come now. Rimaldo Thomas of Camperdown. He's being tracked by Berrick of Excelsior and Steertown's right. But Rimaldo Thomas of Camperdown is striding away with the victory. 22.45 the winning time. The flash time for Rimaldo Thomas. So Gregory Prince of St. Jago, 23.13 the official time. And Berrick second, 23.94. Grant, 25.07. He finished third in this penultimate section of the boys class 1, 200 meters. So we saw Gregory Prince, is it, of St. Jago, disqualified after that pick start. We saw it quite early. He really stepped out of the block, and apparently no discretion being shown today here at the Queen's meet. We have seen discretion shown in other meets so far this year in terms of athletes being asked, just being spoken to or warned.
Yeah. Although in all honesty, we saw that earlier on though, Roger, in the 400 meters, when one athlete was spoken to by the starter and the official, and the other was shown at least a yellow card. So we stand by now for the last section, Raj, section 13 of 13, Class 1 boys, 200 meters. In lane 1, Gart McDermott Calabar. Lane 2, Dermaine Campbell Lacovia. In lane 3, Deshaun Gordon Ravens. Lane 4, Javon Faulkner, Kingston Technical. In 5, Dante Dakers Woolmers. JC's Uroy Ryan runs from 6. And Spot Valley Trevor Eccleston runs out of lane 8. Roger Asphalt standing by with the commentary.
'13 and final event in Class 1 boys. Off they go, and the man from Jamaica College, Ryan, gets up well and already has the step on the field. Ravens of, or rather Gordon of Ravens in the picture as well. But on the outside is man Uroy Ryan of Jamaica College. Bow coming into the picture is Deshaun Gordon of Ravens St. Jago. He takes lead, but St. Jago, rather Jamaica College, Uroy takes back the lead, and Uroy Ryan comes home with the win after a seesaw battle with himself and Deshaun Gordon of Ravens St. Jago. 1 minute it was Gordon, another second it was Ryan, seesawing, but the last laugh went to Uroy Ryan of Jamaica College in a time coming up shortly, 22.45 ahead of Gordon, 22.84. 22.65 rather for Gordon. So that was the end of the boys Class 1 200 meters. We had 13 sections, quite a number of sprinting happening here at the boys and girls level. So the next event on the track will be the men's event, or the clubs and institutions race. Says we have a couple of sections in this event, and just a good time to remind you that our broadcast on StrideVisionTV comes to you courtesy of KFC.
Yes.
Nobody does it better.
Indeed. And Grace, quality since 1922.
Quality since 1922. Can you imagine? Grace Kennedy is now 100 years old, so I can imagine. And we have Somo,
paper to digital.
Paper to digital.
Yeah.
Burger King.
They go by so many slogans now. I know, have it your way.
Have it your way.
Yeah.
Yeah. World class athletics. Fast, accurate results.
And one more for you, Roger. The Queen's
logo for the Grace Jackson.
The Queen's Grace Jackson
meet. Jackson meet, the 20th anniversary.
Yes, of the meet.
Can't believe it's 20 years already.
And at this juncture, Roger, as we get set now for the other events on the program, the men's 200 meters dash clubs and institutions. At this juncture, we take a break. We'll be back. Stay with us on StrideVisionTV.
While the world waits, let's remember. We will run again. We will freeze in the stands again. And sprint and sweat and fly. And still be late for practice again. We'll meet on the mat again. And be spellbound by legends. We'll witness the haka again and be grateful. We'll watch Dame do Dame again. We'll be cute and turn out the Bolston again. We'll compete again and create again. And when the time comes, we will be ready.
Lasco food drink, so good in so many ways.
I drink Lasco food drink because it tastes great and it gives me lasting energy. 7 grams of protein. That's why I drink Lasco food drink.
With 25% of daily calcium requirement, I give my growing boy Lasco food drink.
Growing boy, you don't see he's a big baller. Plus Lasco gives him the power and it tastes nice.
Helps lower cholesterol and that helps prevent heart disease.
In times like these, I have to afford to give my family the nutrition they need and the taste they want. That's why, for so many reasons, Lasco food drink is a must, because I love my family.
A big part of your family.
Love your family with Lasco food drink.
Welcome back to our coverage here on StrideVisionTV. We understand that the 60 meters open for women and the 60 meters open for men will run immediately after the 4x4 at the end of this program. Those are the penultimate events. We thank Carol Long so much. This is section 3. Section 1 and 2 have been scratched, and the man winning in 21.84 seconds seemed to be Jaheim Holloway of Swept, or Edward Clark of Legacy. Wait to see. Jamaica College, GC Foster College loaded this one. It is Holloway, Jaheim Holloway of Swept in 21.83 seconds. And Slater finishing second, 21.90 seconds. And third, Grant, 22.10. So again, Edward Clark, make that Holloway your winner, 21.83. Holloway is Jaheim Holloway of Swept, 21.83. Second, Slater, that is Akane Slater of Sprintech, 21.90. And third went to Junior Grant, GC Foster College, 22.10. Next on the track is section 4 of 5 in the men's 200 meters dash open. So we're getting confirmation now from Celia on the announcer's mic that several athletes from sections 1 and 2 have been merged, and we'll just verify exactly where those athletes will run. But 2 of those athletes from section 1 will be Malik James King, who won the 400 earlier, or won his section the 400 meters earlier, and also to Andrew Smith of Swept. Roger Aspel have some information for us.
Information coming out of the Millrose Games. Christopher Taylor, formerly of Calabar, World Youth 400 meters champion in 2015 in Cali, Colombia.
You were there at the time, Roger?
Yes, and the senior representative. He won the 400 meters a short while ago at the Millrose Games in New York in a time of 46.38 seconds, holding off a strong field in that race. So Chris Taylor winning the 400 meters, and earlier we heard that Brittany Anderson took the 60 meter hurdles.
Yes.
So good presence from Jamaica so far at the Millrose Games out there at the Armory in New York.
Despite blistering wintry conditions.
Yes, and update on the Olivia Shield contest between Kingston College and Garve Massier. The score is Garve Massier 0.
No, don't go any further, Roger.
And Kingston
College 0.
So Kingston College is leading.
Well, in the first half.
I'm certain that a lot of KC people gotta say, "Boy, I am skeptic when I'm saying this." By saying Garmasia nil first. But actually, Kingston College, they are leading Garmasia 2-0 in the second half of the Olivier Shield playoff between themselves and Garmasia.
A very good team put together by the coaching staff there at North Street Kingston College this year for the Manning Cup competition, Roger. We take nothing away from them.
Yes.
Defeating Jamaica College in the grand finale. But
no, they are defeating Garmasia 2-0.
No, but they defeated Jamaica College 2-0 in the Manning Cup.
No. They won the Manning Cup courtesy of a 5-4 sudden death penalty kick win in the Manning Cup.
You know, I get the feeling that this one will continue long into the night.
No, but you were accurate.
Was Jamaica College beaten in the Manning Cup final?
Yeah, you said Kingston College won 2-0.
No. Yes. I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry.
Well, I'm correcting you.
I thank you so much.
Yeah,
but
so
Kingston
the correct score
yes.
Kingston College
5.
Jamaica College
4
in sudden death penalties.
But Kingston College won. Kingston College won. Okay.
Yes. That's not
bad. We'll get back to that. So this is now section 4. I'm almost lost for words. Legacy's Michael Bentley, and also to unattach is Omar Brown. When they come across the line 21-65, we'll tell you who the winner is in just a bit. Primus, the winner. Looking on our sheet to see if we find a Primus here. Well, Sage Primus of GC Foster College. He was drawn from section 2. But the final heat to come now in the men's clubs and institution 200 meters dash. In lane 2, Andrew Smith unattached. Lane 3, Tyrese Taylor swept. Lane 4, Earl Simmons, GC Foster College. Michael Rashid Foster runs out of lane 5. Falcons, Francois Gordon in 6. And Romaro Brissett in 7 is running unattached. So, Roger, Kingston College winning 5-4 on penalties.
Sudden death penalties.
Sudden death penalties. Kingston College winning 5-4. On an afternoon when Jamaica College someone
comments and said I'm ridiculous for talking the facts.
No, you have the facts. You have the facts. But I'm saying Jamaica College failed to hold on to their title in the Manning Cup.
Exactly.
Okay. So that would be your headline.
Not necessarily.
Okay, because if you were leaning to Kingston College, you could have said that Kingston College dethroned Jamaica College.
As the previous year when Jamaica College won on penalties over Kingston College.
So away they
finals the previous year, dethroning KC.
So away they go, final one on the afternoon in the men's 200 meters. Only 3 athletes in this one. Into the straightaway they go. And this seemed to be Simmons of GC Foster College, competitor 286, 22.13 seconds. So 22.11 the winning time for Simmons, Earl Simmons of GC Foster College. And Foster 22.92. That is Rashid Foster of Michael, 22.92. And Smith, Andrew Smith running unattached. I'll make that Brissett 31.91, who finishes third. Now, speaking of ridiculous, now that would be a ridiculous time. 31.91 for Brissett.
Yes, he literally jogged.
Yeah. But the greatest thing is
even
that
you could have run 31.
No. That is condescending, no, Roger. When they say even me, what are you referring to?
31 seconds. I mean, obviously, our friend competing.
Yes. Somebody said on the live, Roger, whether it's penalty shootout or not, you lost.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
No, I know. I'm asking our fans on our Facebook page or YouTube page not to troll Roger so much. I mean,
agree.
You are humbling defeat, Roger, right?
No, but what I won't accept is that you hear people say One school flogged the other
No.
on penalties.
No.
That I would tolerate.
No, and I'm not in support by any stretch of the imagination
You have people
of
like
that argument. No,
flogged you to frazzle in
know.
winning on sudden penalties.
no, but remember, you know,
Yeah.
we all have fun and games when we troll each other with sports contract. I can remember something with Kingston College years ago.
Yeah.
I remember Kingston College wanting to beat Calabar so much, and when the results came up, somebody went into it, you know, screenshot and take out into their own thing. It was Calabar winning on a certain amount of points, Jamaica College second, I believe, and third, Macaroni.
Who is that?
But you don't have to ask. so I know we'll have fun and games with each team and each other, but it's all in the high spirit of competition. Must be done respectfully, though. Yeah.
So it appears that Kingston College are on verge of securing their first Olivier Shield title since 1986. That's the last time Kingston College would have won the Olivier Shield.
Yes.
So that's how many years? 35?
34, 35 years, yeah. I have with me Sela, the announcer, and this is an unusual one. Just two quick questions, though. How are you doing, Sela? We haven't seen you in a long while. Welcome to StrideVisionTV.
Thank you so much for the welcome. I'm doing absolutely amazing. And how are you?
Well, we're pulling through, myself and Roger as well, despite the storm and despite the pandemic. We're happy that track and field is back, Sela.
Oh, I am extremely happy. You know that we have been out for a while. Well, we came back last year with Boys and Girls Championships and a few of the development meets, and we're back again this year, and I'm extremely happy for that.
Certainly. So that's a voice of Sela. Didn't get your last name?
I'm not answering you.
Okay, oh Lord. Yes, I'll have to find that out, Roger. So we stand by now for the 4x400 meters relay open event. Lane 2, Bustamante. Lane 3, Excelsior. Lane 4, Rhodes Hall. Lane 5, Mannings. Lane 6, Mona. Lane 7, Dintil. William de Browns out of Lane 8. And Titchfield in Lane 9. Jamaica College not represented in this one. Neither are we seeing Calabar. And we're not seeing Kingston College as well in this immense 4x400 meters event. Is it that those three schools then have other ideas where the 4x4 is concerned? Because, Roger, you had mentioned also, too, that you cannot begging Coach Neil just 2 seconds of his time. How are you doing, Coach?
I'm good.
All right, this is Neil Harrison, Coach, the coach of Jamaica College. Roger, I have two quick questions for you.
Coach, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Early in the season, what can you tell us about the preparation of the defending boys champion?
Well, so far so good. We're just taking it one day at a time and hoping that things will work out in our favor again.
How was the pandemic and preparation? How the two went hand in hand in your overall preparations?
It's always a challenging one, but we just follow the basic protocols. We just have to do what we have to do, and the boys are adhering to it, so we are quite fine so far.
Okay. For the Jamaica College fans in the diaspora, what would you like to tell them? What can they expect?
Pretty much we are the defending champion, and we intend to defend it. We'll give it the best we possibly can. We just ask for your continued support, and we will do the best we can from our side.
And how would you compare this year's side in comparison to last year?
Still a little bit too early to say. You know, last year the group is different from last year, and so the last year group is a more seasoned group, and so it would be too early to really say right now. But it's a work in progress, and we are giving thanks for the stage that we are at right now.
Neil Harrison, thanks so much again.
Respect. Always a pleasure.
All right, so Neil Harrison
from Jamaica College,
and formerly of Monroe, and formerly of Kingston College as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a well-traveled, well-seasoned coach.
And did you know that he is a Costa Cup winner? No. As a football coach?
With which?
Clarendon College.
Okay.
In 1991.
Wow, I didn't know, to be honest. So his resume is pretty decorated then, Raj.
Right.
So many of persons watching us all over the world, and many of persons trying to catch some sleep. And somebody saying, good morning, Dwight, from Australia.
Australia?
Yeah, trying to run out, but they say that they're holding on nonetheless to watch the action before running out to do some business on the road.
All eyes later on in Australia on the men's singles final. As the Open.
Yeah.
Daniel Medvedev against Rafael Nadal.
Look at that. And you know where my bet is, Roger?
No.
Roger, come on, no, Roger.
Nadal?
Yes, man.
Nadal, if he wins, he would move one ahead of his contemporaries in Roger Federer and Novak Djokovic on the singles title. 21, moving the three of them on 20. This morning we saw Ashley Barty beating the American Danielle Collins.
So Ashley Barty still remains number 1.
Yeah, she would have remained number 1 even if she had lost.
Even if she had lost,
but she's the first Australian to win the Aussie Open in 44 years.
Wow.
So you can imagine that was a big moment in Australia this morning, Jamaica time.
And this history-making year, though. And we see Brittany Anderson winning the 60-meter hurdles this morning, and Chris Taylor winning at the Millrose game 400 meters, 46:38.
Quite a few more Jamaicans to run. We have Brittany Anderson. Brianna Williams.
Brianna Williams
in the 60 meters.
Yeah. So a whole lot of action
Natoya
happening
Gould
today.
will also be running. And Omar McLeod.
Omar McLeod.
Yes.
Yeah, the Olympic.
He's running in the 60 meters dash.
The 2016 Olympic champion.
And 2017 world champion.
World champion, yes. Omar McLeod, out of Manchester High School and then went to Kingston College.
Yes, he went to Kingston College for a year.
For a year, yes. But a whole lot. And very soon we'll get to the stage on StrideVisionTV. We'll be able to give you the crawler on the bottom of our screen with results coming from other meets around the world. But we're a work in progress, and we thank you so much for your patronage in making a StrideVisionTV. This now gets set now for the final event for the men's or the high school boys. It's the 4x400 meters in lane 2 Bustamante, in lane 3 Excelsior, in lane 4 Rhodes Hall, running out of lane 5 Mannings. Mona runs from lane 6. Dintil in 7. William Nib will run from lane 8, and in lane 9 Titchfield. So they're called to their marks. And this is the icing on the cake. Away they go, first time of asking. So 9 athletes in this one, or 9 schools represented in this one. It is Bustamante, Excelsior, Rhodes Hall, Mannings, Mona, Dintil, William Nib, and Titchfield. And right away, we're seeing now William Nib asserting themselves, along with Dintil, and Mannings in the middle of the pack, along with Mona. That is Mona A. They've gone at least 300 meters so far. Excelsior A looking strong as well. And don't rule out William Nib, neither Dintil, Mona, and Mannings. They come into the straightaway, and we're seeing St. Jago to hand over baton first. Excelsior running out of lane 2, gone second. And looking strong also too is Titchfield, as well as Dintil and Mona. The rest of them bunched. But leading at the moment, though, it is Excelsior and St. Jago gone second. And those two, just about 3 or, well, at least 2 meters separate the leader from the chaser. And then those two from the rest of the pack, at least now some 35 meters. It is Excelsior leading at the moment. St. Jago, the previous leader, lying in second place. They've got 110 meters to go now in lane 1 as they turn for home in this the second exchange. Excelsior opening up the gap over previous leaders St. Jago. It's never over until it's over. Excelsior gone, and St. Jago going in chase. We wait to see if the gap will open wider between these. William Nib gone third. Mona hanging there in 4th place, but Mona now slipping into 3rd spot and William Nib into 4th. In the meantime, on the back stretch, it is Excelsior Eagles flying away from a fast closing St. Jago. We'll wait to see what will transpire. At least 130 meters left on this leg. Coming over now to the final exchange. Excelsior holding on to this lead. St. Jago seem to be closing fast. Excelsior, the athlete of Excelsior, have now found himself in trouble. Here comes St. Jago closing. Excelsior in trouble. Good exchange and a good run that is. We wait to see it all play out now. And this is the final leg between St. Jago and Excelsior. Both athletes running astride. None wanting to go too fast, too early. This will be a tactical finish between both of them here at the Queen's Grace Jackson Track Meet 2022. And the action is on StrideVisionTV. Excelsior on the inside, St. Jago on the outside. The athlete with the headband of Excelsior just watching his competitor, glancing over his right shoulder and waiting on the right time to strike. 140 meters left. They come upon now the final turn, and St. Jago in front. Here is where Excelsior now would want to kick in the afterburners. St. Jago now stretching the lead. Excelsior left for dead. St. Jago holding on and closing, finishing in fine style, 3 minutes 14:41. And Excelsior will have to finish second on the day after they held the previous lead. But St. Jago boys at 3 minutes 14:43.
So St. Jago, an outstanding win there in 3 minutes 14. Excelsior 3:15. Keen battle.
And Mona finishing third. Roger, 3 minutes 29:14. So what a run it was. And it was on the penultimate exchange when both schools hand over baton almost simultaneously. And in the end, it was St. Jago, the boys from Monk Street in Spanish Town, 3 minutes 14:43 the winner. And finishing second, Excelsior, 3 minutes 15:25. Mona third, 3 minutes 29.
All right, so St. Jago showing an intent that they do have a good 4x400 meters team.
Certainly,
and,
Roger. What an exciting finish.
Excelsior, no doubt. This is one of their bread and butter events over the past few years. And I'm certain that with that race, they would see what they need to do and so on.
What they need to work on. The race really, the complexion of the race really changed, though, Roger, in that final exchange, when the athlete of St. Jago
on the third leg,
in
the closing stages of the third leg, this Excelsior athlete faltered badly.
Right, and the St. Jago athlete made up some ground,
some serious ground, and handed
over baton first.
Well, just about first.
Right, and then it was a fight between both. I thought the athlete from Excelsior, though, really ran a tactical race. The one with the headband was just watching the St. Jago athlete who took the lead on the backstretch and just was watching him, wasn't going out too fast, too early. But in the final 100 or so, Roger, not much left in the tank than to challenge the St. Jago athlete, who by that time demonstrated that he was stronger and winning on the day in 3 minutes 14:43. St. Jago quartet and Excelsior second, 3:15:25, and Mona 3 minutes 25:14.
So preparations are now underway for the 60 meters dash, and all eyes will be on the start at the 60 meters dash, because we'll be seeing the season debut of the two-time Olympic sprint double champion, Jamaican Sportswoman of the Year, in Elaine Thompson-Hira. As you see, preparations currently on the way for the 60 meters. She's down for the indoor meet in Great Britain next year as part of the overall indoor season. And all eyes are now fixed on that 60-meter start. And we'll be hoping to have a word with her as well after completion of this race. Let's keep our fingers crossed where that is concerned. But just to remind you that we are winding down now the day's proceedings here at the Queen's Grace Jackson Track and Field Meet. The 20th running of the event, or the 20th anniversary of the event. And has been a good day so far. We had the girls running in the morning and the boys here in the afternoon. Just saw the completion, the 4x400 meters, won by St. Jago. had some outstanding performances today. And after the absence of some development meets over the past few weeks, we are back on track again on the calendar. Just to remind you that this is part of the overall Stride Vision Athletics Series. And our stop here at the Queen's Grace Jackson Track and Field Meet at the Stadium East.
So Roger, we're just getting some information now of the 60 meters lineup for men and women. We understand that the men will run first and that the ladies will close the show. We have section 1, Tevin Dunn is running unattached out of lane 2. In lane 3 should be Javier Lowe, Legacy. Michael Omar Thompson runs out of lane 4. Shakur Adams, Dintil in 5. Sprintex, Sean D. Thompson. Remember Sean D. Thompson last year, Roger? He runs out of lane 6. And Jovel Johnson, Michael, in lane 7. So that's the lineup for section 1 of 3, Roger. Not seeing any big names on the men's side, except I'm seeing O'Shane Bailey,
a former national
champion.
100 meters champion.
Right.
Formerly of Calabar.
Yes. It's the biggest name I'm seeing there so far.
And we're hoping that we won't have a series of false starts as in previous years.
Oh, Lord. I think last year was one of the worst that we saw, Roger, in the false starts in the men's 100 meters. At the national trials, that is.
Yes, and also at, I think, one of the development meets early, the J3 meets early in the year in the 60 meters. Remember when Asafa Paul should have made his debut?
Right.
His season debut last year.
And he walked off the track.
Yeah, there was a lot of false starts and all sort of issues, and he just walked off.
Yes. Was saying to himself, perhaps I'm too old for this.
Still not heard of anything in regards to any retirement plans from Asafa Paul. So
Not
I'm not
at all.
certain if he'll continue running or what. Maybe as a former world record holder and outstanding Jamaican competitor over the years,
national
legendary.
champion. Yes. Olympic relay gold medalist.
It will be good to know what his plans are.
Indeed. You could ask the same thing of a Michael Freighter as well.
No, well, he officially retired.
Okay.
Yes, he's now a vice president of the
J3s.
And
we didn't hear a retirement plan from Nesta Carter either.
And he also into yes, he retired last year. Nesta Carter retired last year as well.
Did we hear something official though from the 110 hurdler? I think he's working now with the J3 as well too. I'm trying to remember his name. Formerly of Calabar, Wignall. Maurice Wignall.
Yeah, he retired long time.
Okay, so we are seeing the ladies. So based on what we were told, that's not what's happening.
Elaine Thompson-Hira.
So Roger, you could give us the lineup quickly.
All right, so we have the lineup for the women's 60-meter dash, the season debut of this Olympic two-time double champion, Elaine Thompson-Hira. So Kadisha Dallas from 1. In 2, Safia Thompson. In 3 is Anastasia Leroy. Sasha Lee Thompson. In 4, Elaine Thompson-Hira. In 5, Ramona Burchell. In 6, in 7 is Jura Levy, and in 7 is Ashley Williams. So athletes been introduced to the small audience here as the Olympic double champion steps onto the track for the first time this season. So they're on their marks for this 60 meters dash. This is part of the Stride Vision Athletic Series. On your screen, the Olympic champion. In the set position, off they go is Dallas Forbes, Tom Sahira, but here she comes now. Also there's Drew Levy. Tom Sahira steps forward and she strikes it and takes it. 7.22 the flash time for the Olympic two-time sprint double champion, making her season debut here at the 20th staging of the Queen's Grace Jackson track and field meet. Negative 1.9 the win reading. Burchell second, 7.29. And also there is Dallas. Let's see the time. Forbes rather, 7.36. And we'll now speak with our Jamaican reigning sportswoman of the year, double Olympic champion, making her season debut today. Good afternoon to you. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Talk to us about that race first of all.
I mean, just to get the cobweb off, you know, last year has been a long season, so, you know, back to a new season, kicking off the 60 meter. It feels great, but, you know, I'm happy to be here.
Right, talk to us about your preparations. I know there were a lot of changes in your overall preparation and so on over previous years. Talk to us about how that has been coming along.
Everything is going good, you know. I'm moving on from what has happened. I can't do a lot of things, you know. It's a new year, feels great. I'm just here executing, trying to put in the work, you know, Prefontaine. Eugene is around the corner, so we have World Indoor coming up and Diamond League, so I'm just preparing for that.
All right, in terms of your preparation this year, I mean, how are you taking it? I mean, there are a number of leagues to come. I'm certain that you're going to be on the Diamond League circuit at some stage or another. I mean, how are you going to take it?
Well, for now, it's about getting my fitness and my health, of course, and that is in a good place right now, so wherever the meet takes me, I have 2 meets on the circuit in 60 meter. I might challenge indoors, but I'm just taking it round by round, Diamond League around the corner. Once I'm healthy, I'm always ready.
And you're a Jamaican sportsman of the year. How is that feeling?
Feels great, second time winning that title, so, you know, the work has put in and I deserve that pretty much, so there's no fighting that, so I'm really happy for that. I'm really excited about that, you know, to be amongst all the athletes in the world, not Jamaica, but in the world. There was so much record broken, you know, ladies are running super fast, and to be amongst those ladies and to come out on the top, it feels amazing. You know, I'm just happy to be back on the track. Feels good, and thank you for the love and support.
All the best.
All right, thanks.
Elaine Thompson-Hira.
So Roger, Elaine Thompson,
Prince double champion and world champion and Jamaican sportswoman of the year.
And IWF athlete of the year on the women's side. Certainly Roger, nice interview that time. I mean, it's a media, usually it's a media frenzy when Elaine Thompson and Shelley Fraser Price touches the track. Today though, you saw the action on StrideVisionTV, Roger. She's still doing interviews there. 7.19 seconds, Roger. We'll be looking back on the race in just a bit. Ramona Burchell, second, 7.29, and Sasha Lee Forbes, 7.66 seconds.
Okay, so that's a good outing as we look back at the race again.
So here's the race again, Raj. And here is where Drew Levy had stepped to the front, and then Burchell was pushing as well, but Elaine Thompson-Hira as a seasoned competitor, Roger, really looking in fine fettle. Yeah.
Yes, and looking quite fine too, looking ready to take on the world. I mean, she hinted that, you know, obviously, I mean, based on her changes regime and so on, she did say that she have moved on from that. So that tells you a story.
Yes.
This is her new dispensation and so on. And let's see how she will be without her usual habitat, a new habitat for her now.
Yeah.
And, you know, new coaching regime and so on. So let's see how she will adapt and really, you know, perform throughout the course of the year.
Because her husband, Mr. Ira, I'm not sure what his coaching background is.
Well, he is a coach. He was part of the overall MVP camp and so on.
Okay.
And of course, here we are again.
Yeah.
We saw for a moment, Sasha Lee Forbes,
Sasha Lee Forbes,
there with her,
yes.
and
here's where she began
Dallas
stepping
was there
away
as
now.
well,
yeah.
and then she came to the party and
left them in the wake. And the Olympic champion, and of course the IWF Athlete of the Year, the J-Trace Athlete of the Year, as well as the Sportswoman of the Year, Elaine Thompson-Era, just finishing up in fine style. We should be moving into the men's section in just a bit. We should have 3 sections. I mean, after this, Roger, then sometimes people lose the appetite to watch anything else, because this is like the closing of the show. Yeah,
the climax of the event.
Yes.
But we have 3 races for men, the 60 meters, and then that would be it for the day here at the 20th staging of the Grace Jackson meet.
Yeah.
And there you heard it from the Olympic champion herself. Respect.
So I have some pictures to send you, Raj. You know, interviews like those certainly is the icing on the cake of a journalist's career. And you,
yes, and you have world and Olympic champions, you know, part of your overall repertoire in terms of interviewing and so on.
Yeah, and I'm certainly happy that we were able to bring it live on StrideVisionTV. I mean, you wouldn't get the chance to see it anywhere else except on StrideVisionTV in this our athletics series. And certainly greater things to come, because the season ain't over, the season has just begun, and so the romance for track and field isn't over. And for those lovers of track and field, we have several meets to cover.
All right, so we are now winding down the day's proceedings. 60 meters.
And someone is saying that I must remember that Miss Jackson Roger is still running, and they'll get some money on her. She'll be a force to reckon with. Somebody is saying that they'll get some money on Mrs. Thompson-Era. So I don't know if they'll be betting or they'll be setting their houses or cars. But nonetheless, I mean, this season though, Roger, when you have a lineup that includes a Sherika Jackson, who did so well last year, a Shelley and Fraser Price in there as well, and we looked in the United States.
The Americans are no doubt wanting to combat the Gabby Thomases of this world.
Right.
And Dina Asher-Smith out of Britain.
Out of Britain.
Yeah, she, no doubt, another year for her in terms of experience and so on.
And Shakari Richardson, don't rule her out, Roger.
Well, you can't rule her out. I mean, she had a bad year.
Yes.
It was good, both good and bad. She ran some fast times early in the year, and she had a lot of talk.
Right.
And then things just panned out for her.
And when it mattered most.
Yes, things began
going
to
downhill.
Go downhill for her. Missed out on the Olympics
and
for the use of a banned substance.
Right.
And she had a month suspension, which would have taken her through the Olympics.
And she'll be back. She would be able to run the 4x1.
Yes, but they didn't pick her on the time. And then she came back at the Eugene Prefontaine race and finished at the back of the pack.
Right.
A race where Elaine Thompson-Era ran the 2nd fastest time of all time.
And Shelley and Fraser finished 2nd in that race, and Sherika Jackson 3rd. Away they go. First time of asking. Well, no. There was could be a false start or a false start. Javier Lowe of Legacy running out of lane 2. We look back at the instant replay, and we perhaps might have seen what transpired there if we could get it. No, it might be available. Nonetheless, our hard-working technical team, though, certainly. Well, all right, this is it now, Raj. Take a look at lane 2 or lane 3. While the image is frozen. I'm not seeing any movement from anyone so far. The athlete in lane 2 rocking just a bit. And it was the athlete out of lane 3. So the athlete of lane 3, Roger, is Omar, make that Javier Lowe, Legacy.
That belongs to Queens.
So the athlete remains, was shown a yellow card, Raj, and so he lives to fight another day. So it's Dunlow, Thompson, Adams, Thompson and Johnson. And the two Thompsons, Thompson in lane 4, representing Michael, and the other Thompson is Sean D. Thompson, running there out of lane 6. Away they go. In the middle of the track, though, stepping quick and early is Omar Thompson.
6.79.
6.79 the flash time.
There.
I'm hearing the announcer saying Primus in the backdrop, which would have meant then, Roger, that section 1 would have been scrapped, but we weren't advised of that. We wait to see. We wait for the confirmation, though. Because if it is Primus, then it would be Sage Primus of GC Foster College.
All right.
And that would be section 2.
Official time, but what we see for now, it's 6.79 for the winner. Man from GC Foster, 6.78. White.
Well, it's White.
6.78. Foster, second, 6.94. And Primus, 6.96. All right, so White from GC Foster College, the winner there. 6.78 seconds. As we wrap up the day's proceedings here in the men's 60 meters.
Someone, Roger, on or live is saying that the high school girls should run 60 meters. What's your take on that?
It depends. Not certain if this would be a good time for most of the athletes, as they are now almost getting to the peak of their season. Unless you are preparing for 60 meters. But most athletes at this time of the year, that's why I usually have the World Indoors and the short events early in the season, because it's just like for a
preparation for
further down in the season.
And then somebody asking on the live as well as if we have any information on Richardson, Shakara Richardson. I'm not too certain if where and when she'll open her season, but as soon as we're able to get that, though, if it is that we can get it before the end of this meet, I'll send off a message right now to two persons I know.
The personality of a Shakira, you will know.
Yeah. You will know. For most of us who follow her on Instagram,
yeah, you will know. So
and you know she will go with her IG live and
and so on and tweets
and let the entire world know. Yeah.
That she'll be coming to kick some.
Yeah, a word we can repeat on television. Yeah,
and so on. You know,
she trolled the Jamaicans, and
she usually throw down the gauntlet.
And there should be a second gun, as the athlete out there of lane 2.
Yes.
Might have jumped a little too early. And we'll verify who that athlete is. It seemed to be Andre, or maybe that Courtney Missick of Sprintech. We'll double check. We'll tell you in a while. So that athlete in lane 2, Courtney Missick it is. Yes, Courtney Missick of Titans. Take a look at it. Man in green. Just a fraction of a second too early before the entire field was called back. What exactly happened, Roger, last year was the fact that Richardson was trolling and chastising the Jamaicans every chance she got. And then the Jamaicans are going to fight fire with fire. Jamaican fan it is. Because there were several memes, Roger. Empty barrel made the most noise, and they put Shakara in a barrel. In an interview she said, I'm not done, and somebody wrote on Facebook, you're not done, baby, you're finished. So the word to the wise, is to let your actions on the track, Roger, speak for itself.
And I no doubt she has talent, and I no doubt she has, what it is to become a top sprinter.
Indeed.
But
and then also while delivering, Roger, exercise humility.
Yeah, true. And it's still the Jamaican era. I mean, you can't get around that.
Oh, not at all. So we stand by now for what should be the final one based on our program. There was a So another
There's
false
another
start.
false start.
When the athletes almost have finished this event, but I'm not too sure what transpired here now, Roger.
Start, and no doubt this will make a lot of athletes quite upset.
Yeah.
As is remember last year, we saw Safa Paul in one of those early races very upset and had to walk away that last time when it was a bit too much.
I think that was the last time I saw Asafa, because it was not at the trials, if you remember.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure if you'll be running this season, though, Raj. Not too sure if you'll be running this season.
No, that's why I was saying earlier. I mean, as the legendary status that he has, he owed it to us to tell us what are his plans.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
as a legend in Jamaica.
As a legend, indeed, indeed. Was there a Saturday afternoon just like this at GC Foster College when we were working elsewhere?
Mm-hmm.
And both of us met up at that radio station, Roger,
Yeah.
when Asafa Powell opened the eyes of the world when
Yes.
he ran 9.99 seconds of
Jogging,
100
he
meters.
literally jogged that.
Look at that. And
jogged
that sent a signal.
Sub 10.
Yeah. Raymond Stewart's 9.91, which was the national record at the time,
Was in
someone
danger.
said, Dwight, that record is in danger. And so said, so done. Several weeks later at the national trials, Asafa Powell announced himself to the world.
And he kept dropping the record
Yes.
until he eventually broke the world record.
Yes.
Which really kicked down the door for us as a sprinting powerhouse.
Indeed.
And for that, Asafa will never be forgotten. He literally was the one who kicked down the doors.
Certainly.
For the others to enter.
And so it's only in the legacy, it's only in the discussion, though, Roger, that you'll hear many people mention Asafa Powell as being before Usain Bolt, because if you follow some of the purists, it seems as if Asafa never contributed at all.
Well, that's just
I think
misinformed.
Yes.
And so on.
My most memorable race, though, with Asafa Powell would have been the relay where Usain Bolt ran the third leg and Asafa was an anchor. Olympics 2008?
Yes.
Beijing.
Fortunately, 10 years later, we lost that gold medal.
Look at that. Away they go, third time of asking. And we look at the athlete of GC Foster College, Kadrian.
Looks as if
Golson.
Bailey might have taken it on the line.
Not too sure. And Akeem Blake of Titans also too, but it was almost like a blanket finish, Roger. I could hardly
Bailey,
decipher.
6.78.
Oh, it was Bailey,
Yes,
former champion,
Shane Bailey.
former national champion, 6.78. Make a quick note of that as we look back at the replay, Roger. Well, this was the previous event. All right, so we'll cue up the... So that brings the curtain down, Roger, on the 20th staging of the Queen's Grace Jackson track meet. In the year of our Lord, 2022, looking at it, Roger, from start to finish, from the girls this morning up to the men in the afternoon, sum it up in your words.
A good day for track and field. We saw some good performances. The usual suspects coming to the fore and showing what they have gotten so far this season. We saw good performances from, as I said, the usual suspects, the St. Jago Highs. Eden Allen, they came out with a team this morning and did some good work, showing that they will be a force to be reckoned with throughout the course of the season. St. Jago there on the girls' side. And of course, we have others from the non-traditional schools as well coming to the party. Fern Courts and the Rossies and the Lacovias. Athletes showing their worth. And the usual suspects, the athletes from Kingston College, Calabar, and Jamaica College, along with St. Jago, Woolmers, all showing their worth and their mettle as we move further and further into the 2022 track and field season. So all of that was culminated with the outdoor season debut for the two-time Jamaica Sprint double Olympic champion Elaine Thompson-Hira, winning the 60 meters dash here to send the signal that she's up and ready to go for the 2022 season.
Certainly, Roger, and I'm certainly grateful for all the sponsors who came on board. We'll run down the list in just a bit. But also, let me give kudos and thanks to our hardworking team, led, of course, by Shane Essen at Master Control. Derek Lennox was on graphics. And camera, Tajay Sutherland, Tyreek Lennox, as well as Wayne Barrett and Mr. Brown, hardworking in the background. He was part of the technical staff as well to ensure that this meet was beamed right around the world. Special thanks to sponsors not only of Stride Vision but also of this meet. YB Foundation, that's the UN Blake Foundation.
Yes, Grace Foods, Western Union, Wisynco, World Class Athletics, PA Benjamin, Somo Limited, StrideVisionTV, of course we're here with the Stride Vision Athletic Series, KFC, Burger King, the J3As, On The Run Events, and Jamaica Sports.
Definitely. Our sponsors, KFC, as we see it on the left-hand side of our screen, Burger King, in addition to Soma Paper to Digital, Grace, quality since 1922, and World Class Athletics, fast, accurate results. So the entire production team and the Queen's Grace Jackson track meet, 20 years in the making. This is the 20th staging. And certainly, Rogers, thanks, of course, to all our viewers around the world, those who made the link with us on our YouTube page, Facebook, Instagram, and those who follow the action, Roger. The track and field purists, and those who, of course, look forward to our entertaining discussions.
Right, yes, indeed. And of course, we also look forward, and our viewers, to the continuation of the Stride Vision Athletic Series. Just to remind you that you can go into your Google Play Store and your App Store and download the Stride Vision app, and sporting events will be there at your fingertips, athletics, so you can tap in, and even if you want to re-watch what happened today, it's there for you. And of course, we're there for live events as well, so make sure you go into your app stores and your Google Play Store and download the StrideVisionTV app.
So with nightfall happening soon, and our friends in the East Coast, Roger,
stay warm,
stay safe. Of course, continue to Vision TV, and when next we are in action, I'm not too sure which meet will be covering.
But we expect that the Stride Vision Athletic Series will be making another stop next week. So catch us then.
Indeed. On behalf of the entire crew, I'm Dwight Fraser.
And I'm Roger Haspel.
Keep it locked on Stride Vision TV. And I'm saying thanks for watching.
While the world waits, let's remember. We will run again. We will freeze in the stands again. And sprint and sweat and fly. And still be late for practice again. We'll meet on the mat again. And be spellbound by legends. We'll witness the haka again and be grateful. We'll watch Dame do Dame again. We'll be cute and turn out to Bolston again. We'll compete again and create again. And when the time comes, we will be ready.